Do you keep hearing about the Mediterranean eating pattern but don't know where to start? I'm a registered dietitian and I have 7 simple tips for you to get started eating the Mediterranean way today. Hi, and welcome back for more nutrition tips. Today is all about how to eat the Mediterranean way. But first, what is the Mediterranean way? Well, it's the eating pattern that follows the foods and recipes of countries that surround the Mediterranean Sea. I'm talking about Greece, France, Italy, Spain, Turkey, all those delicious foods from those countries. In my previous video, I talked about the 5 health benefits of eating the Mediterranean way. Now we're going to get into how to actually do that with 7 simple steps. My first tip is to use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Do not fear the fat here. This is healthy, unsaturated fat. And when we swap in olive oil, our good unsaturated fat, and swap out saturated fat like butter in cooking, not only are you following the Mediterranean way, but the health benefits are numerous. Tip number 2, give veggies the attention they deserve. The standard American diet is SAD. Seriously, SAD, SAD, is the acronym for the diet, and that really says it all. The standard American diet puts vegetables in the afterthought category. Think about the last time you planned a meal. What did you think of first? I'm guessing it's the meat or the big protein and not veggies. So now flip the script on that. What if you planned a meal and you thought about the vegetable you were gonna have first and the veggies made up a large portion of your plate? And then we add in our nice lean protein, and then we're gonna add some sort of complex carbohydrate. That is the Mediterranean eating pattern. And by doing those things, we're getting more vegetables, which means more phytonutrients, more antioxidants, more vitamins and minerals, all the things that our body really needs. Tip number 3, beans, beans, beans. Beans are a staple part of the Mediterranean eating pattern, and they are loaded with fiber, with protein and minerals. Plus, they're cheap. Now, beans are a great way to have a vegetarian meal, or they can be added to other dishes to sort of plus them up. So think about adding black beans to turkey meat for tacos, or some white beans into a soup to thicken it up. Of course, beans are also great in dips. They are great in falafel, or how about crispy chickpeas as a salty snack? Heck, I love beans so much, I put them in desserts. So I have chickpea blondies, black bean brownies, really, really yummy. They add fiber, they're adding texture. I even considered making a cookbook called Baking with Beans, but I thought the title might be a little off-putting, right? So beans are an integral part of the Mediterranean eating pattern. They're really great, really tasty. I mean, heck, even George Clooney loves him some chickpeas.
Well, this hummus is great.
God bless a chickpea.
Tip 4, swap in the whole grains. First, let me say this. Yes, you can have bread. The Mediterranean eating pattern is non-restrictive. There's just nice guidelines that help us choose really healthy and delicious foods. So, whole grains. Lose the boring white bread that really has no flavor, certainly doesn't have texture. We want to have whole wheat, whole grains, and not just bread. I'm talking about having brown rice. How about oats, quinoa? Have you ever had farro? Sounds exotic, but trust me, it's really yummy. It's very simple to cook, very similar to rice. It has a nutty and chewy texture. It's really delicious. Add these in, swap out the white rice, the white bread. Try something new. You'll love it. Tip number 5, snack on whole foods and forget the prepackaged as much as possible. What do I mean by whole foods? Well, think about having an apple with peanut butter, yogurt and peaches, a handful of nuts, or how about some sliced veggies and hummus? What's more fast food than grabbing a banana and running out the door? Fruits, nuts, seeds are integral parts of the Mediterranean eating pattern, and they definitely should be incorporated into our main meals, our breakfast, our lunch, and our dinner, but they are excellent for snacks. My 6th tip is to lose the sugar-sweetened beverages. One of the most impactful changes you can have in your eating pattern is to lose the soda. Lose the sugar-sweetened beverages. Forget the energy drinks with a ton of sugar. Forget the sweet tea and swap in non-sweet drinks. I know you're saying, but water's so boring. Well, you can jazz it up. Add fruit to it, add cucumber, strawberry. Trust me, you'll feel fancy. Plus, there are so many different flavors and brands of sparkling water out there, I can't even keep track. It's a great way to kind of wean yourself off of sodas, adding in sparkling water. Give it a try. Tip number 7, go meatless or go for fish once a week. When people hear meatless, I know the response. Well, what the heck am I gonna eat? But trust me, when you eat the Mediterranean way and you're eating a ton more vegetables and fruits and nuts and seeds and using the wonderful olive oil and having complex carbohydrates and whole grains, it's easy to forget the meat because you are so full and satisfied from all the other foods. Now, the other question I get all the time is, how am I gonna get enough protein if I don't have meat? There are wonderful plant-based protein sources, and you can definitely get enough that way. The other part of this tip is to have fish once a week. This doesn't mean that you have to go to your local fish market or, your local grocery store to get fresh fish once a week. Fresh fish is wonderful, but maybe you live where I do, Colorado, and you're kind of landlocked. So frozen is a wonderful option, but canned is also great too. Think about having some salmon burgers from canned salmon. Excellent. Canned tuna, also wonderful. If you're gonna have canned, stick to once a week and get all those wonderful omega-3 benefits from fish. There you have it, the 7 quick tips to get started eating the Mediterranean way today. If you'd like to learn more about Mediterranean eating, I have a free Mediterranean eating quick guide on my website. The link is below. If you liked this video, hit like, leave me a comment or a question. As a dietitian, I love to answer anything about food. And if you'd like to follow along for more nutrition tips and healthy recipes, hit subscribe.